The film starts rolling with Shawn Beckwith in Mexico, specifically at a location where abandoned cars are discarded. His daughter, Lee Beckwith, has been missing for days, leading to concerns that she might have been kidnapped. During his search, he stumbles upon Lee's car, remarkably well preserved. Despite thoroughly investigating the area, he finds no additional clues except for her glasses. Shawn promptly reports his discovery to the local police department. However, upon his return to the car dump, he is baffled to find his daughter's vehicle mysteriously gone. Hector Montoya, a police officer, begins to question the situation, casting doubt on Shawn's claims. Montoya suggests that Shawn should vacate the premises due to entering without permission, emphasizing the potential legal consequences. Nevertheless, the police assure Shawn that they will inform him of any developments in the investigation. Shawn resides on a ranch in America. At the Texas-Mexican border, Shawn is deeply affected by his youngest daughter Loof's accusatory demeanor upon his return home. She blames him for failing to protect the family. Susan, Shawn's wife, attempts to comfort him as she observes his distress. However, Shawn is consumed by restlessness and concern for their missing daughter. In an attempt to share his suspicions about the possible involvement of 2 police officers in the incident, Shawn confides in his wife. Faced with this troubling situation, he decides to report the matter to the consulate. The following morning, Shawn receives a visit from Max, an old friend from his military days. Before heading to the embassy, it is revealed that Shawn is a former colonel who served in a cleanup team, a special forces unit entrusted with executing various challenging tasks such as handling executions, massacres, damage control, and eliminating criminals. Max visits Shawn to offer support in the search for his missing daughter. Touched by Max's genuine concern for his family and drawing on their shared experiences from their military days, Shawn appreciates the gesture but decides against involving Max in the current situation. Shawn politely declines Max's offer of assistance, expressing his intention to handle the matter on his own. He's mindful of Max's reputation for employing harsh and inhumane methods in his actions. Opting for a solo approach, Shawn is later seen at the consulate accompanied by the father of his daughter's friends. It is revealed that Shawn's daughter is missing, but she's not alone. She's with a friend. Shawn promptly shares the details, including his suspicions involving 2 Mexican cops in the case of his missing child. As a liaison for his country in Mexico, Shawn is well informed about the current situation, especially concerning a cartel or syndicate led by a formidable former mercenary named Victor Garza, who is currently the most feared figure in Mexico. The esteemed leader of the cartel, known as the CCIL, expresses concern that Victor's henchmen might be responsible for the abduction of Shawn's child, assuming Shawn's suspicions hold. The council advises Shawn to acknowledge the situation and move forward with his life if he desires a quiet existence. They go on to detail other heinous acts attributed to Victor, including the demise of an upright police chief, the annual disappearance of 400 Mexican individuals, and a range of other crimes, all potentially orchestrated by Victor's predominantly ex-mercenary forces. News of a former colonel's daughter going missing at the border spreads, prompting Shawn and his wife to undergo media interviews. While his wife can only express her anguish through tears, Shawn exhibits a resolute determination, pledging to find his child soon, no matter the circumstances. Meanwhile, Victor Garza watches the news, discovering that one of the girls under his care is the daughter of a former colonel. As a former U.S. colonel, Shawn faces the risk of damaging his professional connections in America if he escalates the dispute further. Recognizing this, Victor takes swift action by apprehending the 2 police officers responsible for Lee's kidnapping to ensure accountability. It is unveiled that the officers, Hector Montoya and his partner, are reprimanded by Victor for delivering the wrong individual to him, potentially causing complications. In the process, one officer is promptly shot by Victor's accomplice, saving Hector Montoya's life under the condition that he aids in bringing Shawn's head to Victor. Additionally, Victor instructs his brother Carlos to deploy some of his mercenary forces to Texas with the intent of eliminating Shawn's entire family. In a conversation with his cherished brother Carlos, Victor directs him to execute Shawn and his family brutally, emphasizing the severity of the situation. Asserting that their gang is more than just a small cartel, Victor Garza desires extensive media coverage of the aftermath, intending to spread panic, fear, and horror associated with their corpses. His ultimate goal is to instill a sense of dread at the mere mention of Victor Garza's name. As Carlos and his men make their way to Texas, Shawn is depicted on his farm, armed with a long-barreled rifle aimed at warding off pests like rats and ravens. Unaware of Victor's approaching army, Shawn is taken aback as he notices a caravan of cars heading towards him. Reacting swiftly, he rushes into the house, urging his wife and child to seek shelter upstairs. The tension rises as Carlos and his crew begin shooting randomly. The echoes of gunfire reach a distant neighbor, who promptly reports the disturbance to a local sheriff during his lunch. Upon learning that a resident is in peril, the sheriff abandons his meal and rushes to the scene. Despite Shawn's expertise and military background, he finds himself outnumbered as Carlos and his men forcefully breach the front door and invade the house. Upon realizing that his home has been invaded, Shawn strategically creates noise by shattering plates and glasses on the floor, keen on tracking the intruder's movements. Carlos seems to have miscalculated when instructing his men to split up, providing Shawn with the opportunity to skillfully eliminate them one by one in different rooms. Having retreated upstairs, Shawn directs his wife and child to escape through the window while he strategically waits. Meanwhile, Carlos coerces Hector Montoya to ascend the stairs alone, but Shawn easily captures and dispatches him. As the sheriff arrives to investigate the incident, Shawn successfully evacuates his family from the house. To his astonishment, he discovers a decapitated body in one of the trucks, sparking a gunfight with Carlos's soldiers emerging from Shawn's residence. Seizing the moment, Shawn orchestrates an escape with his family, but in the chaos, the sheriff falls victim. Undeterred, Shawn confronts the cartels once more. As his wife rushes to secure their truck, Shawn swiftly enters the vehicle and accelerates away from the escalating violence. As Shawn speeds away, Carlos relentlessly pursues him, keeping the tension high. Unable to find respite from the constant threat, Shawn makes a daring decision. He bravely exits the car and engages in a firefight with Carlos's men, successfully neutralizing all but Carlos himself. Despite surviving, Carlos remains steadfast in withholding information about Lee's whereabouts. However, his arrogance wanes when Shawn strategically shoots both of his legs and arms. With Carlos subdued, Shawn swiftly eliminates Victor Garza's brother after extracting the necessary information. Cautious about involving his family any further, Shawn relocates them to a safer area. Despite being on the verge of reclaiming custody of his daughter, Shawn hesitates, opting to shield his family from further danger. In a pivotal move, he reaches out to his friend Max, leveraging the assistance provided the previous day. Max meets with Shawn, sharing valuable intel about Victor and his illicit activities. Displaying an arsenal of weapons, Max and Shawn embark on a mission together, ready to confront the looming threat. Amidst their mission, Victor Garza grows increasingly concerned as he struggles to contact his beloved brother. Shawn and Max, on the other hand, reach Victor's residence and swiftly eliminate all of his guards. The leader of Mexico's largest cartel, Victor Garza, is left stunned as Max and Shawn systematically eliminate his minions. In the climactic moment, Max locates Victor just as Shawn arrives. Fueled by rage over the attack on his family and the abduction of his daughter, Shawn fiercely confronts Victor. Only after Victor agrees to lead them to Lee's whereabouts, Shawn tackles him. The trio swiftly arrives at the location where Shawn's daughter is being held hostage. Taking advantage of lax security, Shawn and Max enter without difficulty. Successfully rescuing his daughter and her friend, Shawn completes his mission. With Victor in custody, Shawn hands him over to Max. The scene transitions to Max carrying Victor's head, placing it as a stark warning along the roadway. Shawn, finally experiencing a sense of relief, reunites with his family, bringing the movie to a powerful conclusion.